Heitere Open Air 2016. Auch wir jetzt eine Band, sie sind noch ganz jung, können aber mal irgendwann ganz groß werden. Nämlich sind das die Strypes. Hi guys, nice to have you here. Alle vier sind da und sind jetzt da am wunderschönen Heitere Open Air und haben schon mir erzählt, wie großartig es da ist. You came to Zofingen here at the Heitere Open Air. What's the best thing about this place? And I think there's only one answer to that, is it?
The scenery. Yes. The scenery is absolutely amazing, as you can see behind us. And the bugs, surprisingly as well. There's been a few massive bugs we've come across, and
well, I've got
quite shocking.
Bugs? Do you
bugs,
mean
grasshopper?
Grasshoppers?
Yeah,
Right. Also schon Bugs so.
Very cool.
Also Sie haben schon ein paar Sachen da gesehen. Nebst der wunderschönen Szenerie haben Sie auch noch schon ein paar Insekten wie auch Grashüpfer gesehen. Grasshoppers. Actually, it's a football club here in Switzerland called Grasshoppers. You wouldn't believe that. Nobody knows why, but it's just like that, isn't it? Well, anyway, here in Switzerland. Very nice place to be and it's very nice weather, but you've all got like long clothes on. Is that the thing, the stuff you're going to put on when you go on stage later, or is it just because you're cold here in Switzerland?
Pretty much. Oh yeah, we're freezing here, but it's yeah, no, this is heat like we'd be very unfamiliar with from home, so we only brought these kind of clothes, so we're all dying in the heat.
Also, you've only got some things with you then, just you packed a small suitcase to get here?
Yeah, we've only been away for a couple of days and we didn't expect it to be this warm, so yeah, like I've said, everyone's struggling with the heat, but I mean, we'll be alright.
It will be alright, also das heisst, es ist jetzt gerade vor ein paar wenigen Tagen überhaupt da jetzt, auf Europa gekommen, also Europa ist dumm gesagt, sie sind ja aus Irland, aber da angekommen und haben nicht erwartet gehabt, dass es jetzt so heiß sie wird, haben nur ein paar wenige Sachen dabei, unter anderem die wunderschönen langen Kleider. And I can see your shoes. What's the name of the shoes again? Plateau or what's it?
They're called brothel creepers. They're like 50s rock and roll shoes.
Yeah. 50s rock and roll shoes, which actually brings me to my next subject. You're a band, and one could say the name and the music you play, it wouldn't really belong to this time anymore, which is difficult to say because you are here and you are playing the music you are. But would you say yourself that you are playing in the wrong era?
No, I wouldn't say that at all. I think it's a type of a style of music is only defined as contemporary if it's happening at that very moment. So I think if any kind of music is played now, then it's automatically contemporary because of its placement, and if it's played in a modern way, which we don't make any attempt at being retro. We just play a certain type of music, our kind of way.
Like the Stray Cats were playing 50s music in the 80s and no one batted an eyelid. Everyone just jumped and laughed and had a good time with their gigs. So
you're trying to do the 50s, 60s, 70s music now in 2016? It's the punk.
Well, not really. Not even specifically. Like, I mean, we were influenced by music from all over the place. Like from the 50s to now, pretty much. We were influenced by a huge amount of styles from different eras, but it all just comes together looking like that. I mean, it all hovers around sort of bluesy, sort of rock and roll stuff. So that's how that ends up looking like that.
I guess a lot of people see it like that and would also just begin to ask about that. But if there would be a time where you could say, well, if I could choose to be in that time or playing in that time, being a rock band in that time, it would be
2016, probably.
Would you want to be here?
Probably, yeah.
You'd do it in the 30s and then you'd be 30 years ahead of your time and everyone would. They were absolutely amazing innovators. It'd be the best time to do it.
Do you mean 2030s then? Or?
Huh?
What 30s?
The 30s, yeah, and then you'd be a massive innovator. You'd have been way ahead of your time. Everyone would have went, how did they know to play that music?
Yeah, 1730s.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Also sie sind ja so eine Band, wo man könnte meinen, okay, von der Musik her und auch vom Namen her passt es doch irgendwie so ein bisschen in eine ältere Zeit rein. Vielleicht reden wir da von 60er, 70er. Selber behauptet sie aber nein. Es geht ja nur darum, was für Musik wir spielen, aber wir haben ja ganz viel Musik genommen von verschiedenen Zeiten und das haben wir einfach zusammengemixt und spielen jetzt unsere Musik, die am besten für die Zeit zum 2016 passt. Und deswegen, wenn Sie aber selber entscheiden könnten, in einer Zeit zu leben und Musik zu spielen, dann wäre es wenn ich das jetzt richtig verstanden habe, 2030, weil dann wären Sie jetzt vor Ihrer Zeit und würden dann einfach die sein, die es dann zum ersten Mal gemacht hat. Also crazy. Wir haben aber auch noch... The only word you understood was crazy now, was it? Yeah. Well, it's difficult. But I mean, I can't say anything. It's my Swiss German, but your Irish is also not that easy for me right now. Yeah, I told the person that is here with you. So I told yeah, I understand Irish. It's not a problem for me. And twice I'm like, sorry, what did you say?
Yeah. We get confused with each other sometimes.
You don't. No, you do understand each other. But do you have a lot of interviews that don't understand the word you say? I mean, I'm actually English myself, but I've got a hard time sometimes understanding certain words.
It varies, I suppose.
I haven't been in a print interview in about 4 years. No one's put my quotes in because they haven't understood a single word that it says. I wanna gonna guinea usually Tom will he say Dul Gamak.
That's a bit of Irish there for the folks at home.
Also das heisst, Sie haben Ich bin ein bisschen am Struggeln mit ihrem Akzent. Gleichzeitig verstehen sie mich eigentlich auch nicht. Aber wenn wir jetzt gerade bei Irland sind und gerade über Irland reden, ist es auch ein Land, wo ich selber noch nie war. Vielleicht können Sie mir ein paar Tipps geben, warum ich mal unbedingt Ihr Land besuchen sollte. Und ich hoffe, Sie sagen nicht einfach von Anfang an nein. Talking about Ireland, I must say, you're here in Switzerland, you know, my country. I'm showing you the nice scenery, but I've never been to Ireland before myself. So, I mean, you've, you know, Cavan and everything, living there, grew up there, spent most of the time there. Why must I really, really visit Ireland someday? What is like the most important thing?
I guess Cavan specifically.
Tell me about Cavan, yeah.
You probably want to come for the lakes. We have a lot of lakes there.
365 lakes. Or it's a come to camp for a year and you get the full lake experience.
Full lake experience. We have a lot of rain, which is quite nice. It's just quite a nice place. There's not. It's I suppose quite chilled out. There's not a lot of bullshit. You kind of everybody sort of like. I suppose it's kind of based quite around community. It's not really like I suppose if you get to cities, big cities like London and New York, you kind of there's sort of a loss of. No, they're not in Ireland. I learned that last week. You know, there's not a lot of I don't know personality sometimes. So being Ireland, Cavan, it's quite cool. It's quite a small place. Everybody gets on quite well in certain ways. So that's the only reason I can think of coming.
Why are they laughing when you talk? When you talk and they're like just laughing about.
Nobody takes me
It's
seriously.
not. It's just. It seems like
in
you're
general,
lying to
nobody
me.
takes
And
me
it's like they're
seriously.
just laughing because you're just telling me. But it sounds quite right. I mean, I've never been there before, as I just said, but it sounds not like a place I would want to come visit.
You should
Oh
come.
no, I should. I should. Yeah.
As far as culture goes, Ireland's a lovely place to visit.
All right,
You know, the many famous writers and all that's come from there. You know, you can go see the cottage from the Quiet Man film, all that sort of stuff. And then once you've done that, that's it, really.
But then Cavan's quite cool and like it's got like a lot of arty things going on, you know, locally, which is very keeps it interesting.
So it's a place I should visit then, especially because of the rain. Because here in Switzerland it's been sunny like quite a lot of days, which is nice too, except for you
If
now.
you want
I know.
nice kind of murky weather, it'd be the place to go.
Sounds good to me. I actually do enjoy it quite a lot, the English and Irish and all of it together. So it must be a nice place I should visit someday. But you're here right now, and mostly when people come and visit or play festivals, they've got a lot of time. They come, do the sound check. What have you been doing now all the time since you've been doing the sound check and now?
Trying to cope with the heat, basically.
Yeah, staying indoors.
Really?
No, we had a little look around. It's quite a nice festival, but I suppose we've been quite tired just because we've been travelling and gigging around. I guess if we had a bit more time, if we had a few days off, we could probably go and see, what Switzerland's like. But we can't really. This is our only experience so far. So.
And you'll be going back in a few days, I guess, back to Ireland. Is that right?
Germany tomorrow.
Yeah.
We're playing at Haldern Pop tomorrow, so that's what we're going off to do. Getting the
right.
bus tonight and go off.
About the bus then tonight, and then you're going to go back to Ireland.
Then back to Ireland, yeah, because we're starting into doing our third album now. So we're just
Ah,
going to be writing at home and then hopefully doing a bit of recording.
Okay, well, also Sie sind momentan gerade da, geniessen die Zeit, die sie da haben, aber müssen dann bald auch wieder zurück auf Irland zurück und dort müssen sie dann entsprechend das dritte Album aufnehmen, wo es jetzt dann hoffentlich bald rauskommt. Will there be a date where it's going to come out? Do you know already, like next year?
It's too early to say, really. It's only we literally just started, so it's.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully sometime next year, sometime in the future.
In the future, which is a good thing to talk about. I mean, a lot of bands come together and do want to, play on and on forever if they can. Is that your plan too? Is that the big dream of the Strypes, to be a band when they're 60 or 70 still?
It's very hard to know because there's no pension scheme involved yet in how bands work. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's very hard to say. Again, you start saying that stuff, and then either way, you fulfill that or you let yourself down. So best to just not think about it.
Just play on festivals,
Exactly.
play.
Rock off your bad self, as we've been told recently.
Exactly. Sounds good to me. Sounds good for your future still, and I hope that it will be a really big future. And if it's as a band with 70 and all grey hair and on the stage, good for you, I guess. Well, enjoy
you very much.
Heitere open air. Enjoy Sofia, that nice city back there, and enjoy all the people and your fans that will be cheering for you on stage later on. Thank you so
Thanks
much.
very much.
Cheers. Thank you so much.